Hello! Whoop, whoop. We're going live. I am so excited. Can you tell? Can you tell how excited I am? I'm going to stop clapping any minute now. But hi to everyone. I'm going to give you a few minutes for everyone to see that I'm on and to come and join me live. I am so excited. Hi, Janine. Gorgeous lady. Oh, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're here. We're doing this. We are doing this. The challenge has officially begun and I could not be more excited. I tell you what, it's been months in the making, absolute months. I think we started this project in end of May, beginning of June. So it's been such a long time in the making. And I'm actually, I can't believe we're here. So I just wanted to take a moment and just say hi to everyone and just honor you all for signing up. When I wanted to do this challenge, let's first go back there. I thought to myself, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it out. And I'm just going to hope and pray that it reaches the right person. And I just feel that looking at all your comments and your introductions and how supportive you are and what a community we've already created in just 2 short weeks, then I just know that that intention has followed through. And I am so, so grateful. So I absolutely honor you all for taking part, for being here, for giving me your time, for gifting me with your time so we can do this challenge, and for being all in. And I also just wanted to say a massive shout out to my team, because let me tell you, there is a whole team that support me so that I can support you. Natasha, Janine, Zoe, I've got Ruth, Jade, Ethline, I've got Amy, I've got Claire, Michaela, I've got so many lovely ladies. My mama, I've got Harriet that helped me do the filming. There's just so many people. And I've got Claudel as well that's helping me behind the scenes. So, ladies, I'm so grateful for you all. I'm just giving you a few minutes of my babble before we get started. Okay, let me know. I can see all the highs. Hi, everybody. Hi, Karen. Hi, Katie. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Chris. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Emma. Hi, Claire. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Natasha. I can see that you're all here. Tell me that you can hear me. Can you hear me well? I'm actually thinking, I hope I'm loud enough, and I hope I'm not too loud that I'm going to wake Isabella up, because if you saw my live earlier, that means she'll join us and she'll have her hand down my top for the rest of the time. So let me know. So I'm going to try not to speak too loud, but let me know that you can hear me anyway. Okay, hi Gabriella. Hi, Charlie. Tracy, she says she's made a point of watching this even though on holiday in Greece. Okay, major happy for you, but super jealous as well. Which part of Greece are you in? That's incredible. Hi, Christelle. Hi, Heather. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Kate. Hi, Claire. Hi, Katie. Hi, Samantha. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Can you tell? We have got so much to get through. Hi, Claire. I'm also waving frantically. Thank you. Hey, Lucy. Hi, Sandra. My absolute pleasure. Thank you for being here. Hi, Tanya. Great, all clear. Hey, Jade. Ruth, good. Okay, I'm so happy to see so many of you. Give me one word to tell me how you're feeling. Let me know. How are you feeling? I am feeling woohoo! Is that a word? That should be in the dictionary. Is it in the dictionary? I hope it's in the dictionary. Let me know how you're feeling, how your day's been. I want to know everything. Brilliant. Janine, are you in Prague? That's incredible. So let me know, how your day has been, how you're feeling. And I'm going to just make sure that I am refreshing so that I can see what's going on. Okay, tired. Oh, Alicia, sorry, darling. I was tired about an hour earlier, and now I'm just like, wing. I think that's the adrenaline. Excited, Holly, excited. Good, we've got loads. Hey, Hazel, loads of excited going on. Ready. Oh, I love that. Ready. Excited. Oh, so many excited. Brilliant. Christy's feeling on top of the world today. Oh, I love that. That is a great feeling. Excited, positive, good. Love positive as well. That is amazing, 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 amazing. So if you caught my live earlier, you will have seen that I have made a little announcement today. And feeling hopeful, Lucy. I made an announcement today. I was going to keep this as a surprise. I think I was going to tell you on Wednesday. But if you have noticed in the units that I created, there was a unit called Surprise. And I was going to come on Friday night, Saturday to tell you about this. But unfortunately, Isabella, my little one, got ill. She hasn't been ill much this whole year. And then she got this massive fever. So the whole weekend, I had my nurse, my little baby, like on top of me the whole time. And so I didn't manage to tell you my exciting news. But put an extra date in your diaries, ladies, because on Thursday, I'm going to be doing a live masterclass. And it was just going to be a masterclass where I was going to come on and answer some questions, or actually I was going to create the masterclass around the questions that you've been asking. But there's been so many questions that I've decided to do a masterclass and live Q&A. Oh, this is epic. So I hope you're free on Thursday because I cannot wait. I'm going to do, it will be 8:30 at the moment, but I'm just going to see how many questions come in. Maybe I'll need to make it a bit longer, so maybe we'll move it to 8 o'clock. But let's play that one by ear. But please put it in your calendars. I've created a little, well, Natasha created a little schedule for you that you can actually click on a link and add that straight into your calendar. So let me know if you guys are up for that. That's a masterclass and live Q&A on Thursday. Okay, so Magda, why have you been up from 3:30? Oh no. I hate getting up that early. I tell you what, I don't function well if I wake up anything before 6 o'clock. Even if I have to wake up at 6, I normally set the alarm for about 5 past just so I feel better about it. Okay, so we're going to do a masterclass on Thursday, and I'm also going to tell you about another exciting project that's in the making that I can't wait to share with you. But what I'd love us to do in the meantime is for you to start. We're going to create a question thread. And I'd love for you, please, to tell me your most burning question. Tell me the thing that you want to know the most, and I'm going to answer you in my capacity that I can in a group setting where I don't have your health history. So as much as I can, I will answer. So I'm going to try and get an idea for the questions beforehand, and then, of course, because I'm going to be live, we'll take other questions in as well. Okay, so let's park that one for now and jump into this evening. How are these sessions going to work? Kitty, how long is this going to go on until? 8:32? That is the question. It's supposed to be an hour. It's supposed to be an hour, but if you know me, then you'll know that I babble quite a bit more, and that it's probably going to go on a little bit longer, but just bank on an hour and then straight to bed. Straight to bed, ladies, because we will be so pumped. Okay, so don't ask me your questions now for the... If you've got something for the masterclass, we'll create a thread and you can ask the questions there because I don't want them to get lost in all the comments. And let's get going on tonight. So how the challenge evenings work. I come on, I chat to you, I ask you to be involved. So please be ready at the keyboard, and then I give you a task because it's a challenge. And it wouldn't be a challenge if I wasn't challenging you with something. So every evening, by the time we finish, you will know what your homework is. And that homework will also be put on in the units. So the homework will be sent to you via email, will be put on the units, and we're going to discuss it in the session. Sound good? Let me know. Are you guys ready? Shall we dive in? There's so many comments. I'm going to just skim through. Okay, I'm going to start. I'm going to take it down to a panic for a moment. I'm just going to take this all in. Let's do this. I've been told that I'm an exceptionally good storyteller, so I'm going to tell you guys a little story. But as I'm telling you the story, I want you to please let me know if you can relate to anything that I'm saying. If you can, give a heart emoji, say yes, say hell yes, say amen, sister, whatever you need to let me know that you agree or that you can relate or that you felt this way before or that you know someone that feels this way. I want to know what's going on for you as I tell you my story. So don't leave me hanging here like Billy No Mates. Get involved. Okay, so once upon a time, there was a little girl, and she was as cute as a button. So I expect loads of people to say me for that one. So let me know if you can relate to anything. Remember, even the fact that you were as cute as a button. So she started her periods at such a young age. In fact, she was so young that she thought she pooped out of her front bum. She had no idea what was going on, and it was a horrible affair from the beginning. She had period pains that took her breath away. She had nausea that saw her going home from school and then later years from work, and it just never got any better. They just never regulated. She never knew when they were coming. She always used to joke that they were like Armageddon. She was told they were supposed to be coming. She just didn't have a clue when. And she had PMS for the whole time until they came. So basically, she was a moody cow for most of the time. Can anyone relate to that? Yep, I've got some yips. Definitely me, yep, me. As her age increased, so did her waistline. And unfortunately, by the time she was in her late teens, she had already been on all sorts of kinds of diets. And they were always fad diets. They were always extremely restrictive. They were always the latest craze, the latest thing in the media, the latest thing that the celebrities were doing. And they only worked for a short time, and then she just put the weight back on. She had headaches, she had pimples, she had migraines, she was bloated, she was constipated, she had diarrhea. She tried everything to make herself feel better. And by everything, I see lots of you agreeing, hell yes. Everything that she tried seemed to be in the form of a pill, because there's a pill for every ill, right? Everything that you have, you can take a pill for and you are better. So she tried them all. She tried laxatives, and she tried things to stop her from if she had diarrhea, if she had a headache, she took a pill. Her periods were irregular, so she took a pill. She was tired, so she took a pill. She couldn't sleep, so she took a pill. You see where I'm getting with that? So there was a pill for every ill. She decided she would lose weight for the last time. She would do it right. Whoop, whoop. And what would she do then? She decided to go on this extremely calorie restrictive diet. She did lose some weight, but unfortunately, it led down a complete spiral of eating disorders, anorexia, bulimia, obsessive compulsive overeating. She was diagnosed with polycystic ovaries. So polycystic ovary syndrome, PCOS. She was told to take the pill because the pill will fix the PCOS. So she took the pill for a little while. She cried solidly for 3 months and came off the pill. And lo and behold, her symptoms were still there. She was also diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is an autoimmune condition in which her body attacked the thyroid, and she was left with an underactive thyroid. So she had polycystic ovaries and underactive thyroid, and she was given medication for the thyroid, and she felt a little bit better. She met the man of her dreams. They decided to try for a family, and she found it really hard to fall pregnant and then really hard to stay pregnant, and she had 2 miscarriages along the way. So ladies, so many of you are giving me hell yes. You're giving me that's me. Yes to yo-yo dieting. Yep. So many of you can relate to what I'm saying there. And I'm going to end the story there, and what a note to end on. But I see this person time and time again in my clinic. And I'm seeing it more and more and more and more. Every year, the numbers are increasing with the amount of people that are coming through with these type of symptoms. They can't sleep. They're moody. Their mojo's gone. They have no va-va-voom, that whole female essence of sexuality and libido is completely gone. It's flat. It's non-existent. They're battling with their weight. They're battling with their symptoms. They are moody, itchy, bitchy, scratchy, all the rest. And they feel like it's not only affecting them, but it's affecting everyone around them. And I ask myself the question, is this because we are speaking about it more as women, or are we experiencing this more as women? And the answer is both. Number one, we are smashing through the taboos, and we are finding our voice, and we are finding our power, and we are talking about periods and trying to conceive and miscarriages and period cramps and libidos and all our symptoms, because we've had enough and we want to find the right answer. And number two, the literature is supporting. The literature is supporting that we And these conditions, these female health conditions, these hormonal dis-ease, these hormonal conditions are on the rise. And I asked myself the question, but why is it on the rise? What is going on? So my work, my book, the fact that I wanted to put together this session with you, the fact that with the masterclass, with everything else that comes, this is all an extension of myself, because that little girl that so many of you could relate to, that little girl that so many of you are giving me hell yes, me, and you could relate to all those things, she was and she is me. And I tell you what, ladies, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can feel better. You absolutely can. You just need the right tools to be able to do so. And I can tell you one thing right now that I'm going to tell you 100 times over, that there's no one pill that will fix everything. There's no one food that you can eat that will suddenly make you feel amazing. There's no one exercise that's going to take away all the pain. There is not just one thing that you have to do. But if we can make some very specific lifestyle and nutrient changes, then many of the symptoms that we experience can be rectified and we can start feeling better. And if we do need to go down the route where we need to take a pill, then that pill will work that much better because we've done the groundwork. And that's what this challenge is about. It's about me showing you what that groundwork is. Does this make sense so far? Let me know if you're with me. I'm so sorry. So many of you are talking about your miscarriages as well. I'm really, it's just such a horrible time. And I'm sending you all so much love. So does that make sense so far, ladies? Are you with me? Let me know in the comments. I find that as women, we're walking around feeling some low-grade kind of terrible a lot of the time, right? We're just feeling like absolute crap. I say crap a lot, so I really hope that that doesn't offend anyone. I didn't realize that it was a curse word until the other day. So, but we're just feeling like crap all the time, walking around. And you know what? We have almost the messages for females from all the years ago is just always, you just have to smile, put your lipstick on, put your heels on, and go out the door and just face the day even though you're feeling like absolute horribleness. And this is if we look at all the adverts from years ago as well. These are messages that have been filtered through for many years. And I tell you what, ladies, we don't. We don't have to not tell anyone how we feel. We don't have to not make a change. We can absolutely feel better. But the thing is that I feel that we don't know how to fix it long term. And I use the word fix because I have felt broken. And I'm sure many of you can relate to that. I'm sure many of you can relate to feeling broken. And we don't know how to fix it long term. So what do? We fight it short term. And man, we can give a good fight. We can take a pill, we can drink caffeine, we have sugar, alcohol, we take the pill, we can stick an implant in our arms and a coil up our hoo-ha, because there's so many things that are supposed to just fix us and then for us to just carry on. And I think the reason for that is, the reason why we rely so much on these quick fixes is because we don't actually know how our bodies work. And this is not a criticism. Not a criticism at all. This is merely an observation, merely an observation, because I did not know how my body worked. I did not know anything to do with my periods. I just knew we had a period. I didn't even know what day one meant, so I'm going to be going through that as well, just to make sure we're all on the same page. I just took every diagnosis that I got and just accepted it as that and didn't question or do anything about that. So with that in mind, and because I see that a lot in clinic, and yet so many of you are saying that you felt broken as well, running on empty, feeling overwhelmed. The mojo, many of you have mentioned the mojo is just gone. I totally get that. I totally get that. So I feel that because we don't know enough about how our body works and how our body functions, I'm going to do a little Hormones 101. And this is going to be very simply put, and it's going to be very quick fire because we've got a lot to get through. Have I shown you my notes? It's not all for tonight, don't worry. Otherwise, grab a duvet because we'll be here a while. So Hormones 101. I want you to think about your hormones as an orchestra. And this orchestra is conducted by your endocrine system. And this endocrine system is made up of glands and organs in your body. So you've got the hypothalamus and the pituitary in the brain. You've got your thyroid in the nape of the neck. You've got your pancreas. You've got your adrenal glands, which are tiny glands that sit above the kidneys. And you've got your ovaries, which I've heard referred to as lady balls. And I have no idea who said that. And I wish I knew, because I think that is brilliant. So we've got our lady balls, and then we've got testes in men. And although they might seem unrelated and not connected, they 100% interconnected. And they talk to each other the whole time. And they communicate every day. They're communicating all the time, and they work on a feedback loop. And how this feedback loop works is, if the hormone is needed in one area, it's pushed out to that area, and then it will feed back if there's enough of that hormone, and then it will stop. So it is incredible. So this endocrine system releases these chemical hormones, and they govern everything from head to toe. I'm going to say that again. Our hormones govern everything from head to toe. Now, the issue is that if you have a hormonal condition, say for instance, you have heavy periods, or you have PMS, or you have irregular periods, or you have amenorrhea, or you have PCOS, endometriosis, all of these type of things, and you are just put on the pill to fix all those problems, I have an issue with that. I have no issue if you want to use a birth control pill. So let's make no mistake there. I have no issue if you want to use it, if you've made an informed decision. And I have no issue if you want to use it because you want to stop a pregnancy, because that's what it says on the box, that's what it does. But if you're using it just to mask a symptom, if you're using it to fix your period, if you're using it to make you feel better and to fix your hormones, that's when we've got an issue. That's when we need to really question why you're doing it. Let me know if I am freezing, because I just noticed my face go, so I don't know if, just let me know if you can't hear me or anything like that. So the reason why I have an issue with that is because just taking the pill or just putting a coil up your hoo-ha or an implant in your arm might not rectify the problem, because it might not just be a reproductive system problem or a sex hormone problem. And that's because our hormones work in synergy. I'm going to show you a little photo. Let me see. Actually, do I have it here? Yes. I'm going to see. This is just, there's a test afterwards, so please take note. I'm only joking. There's no test afterwards. So can you see that? So basically, that's just one part of our hormones. That's just the steroid pathways, something that we're going to be talking about at length. So if that is as complex, then how can just looking at one section rectify all the problems? It can't. It can make you feel better short term, but is it just masking the symptom? We need to do the underlying work. We need to work out what's actually causing that. And we need to do some serious work to try and rectify it. And that work is lifestyle and nutrient shifts. So if we've got this orchestra and we've got all these things working, the way I like to think about how the hormones work is like a railway system. So think about a tube map or a railway system. Everything works and everything has been planned meticulously. Every train knows what station to leave from, how fast it should travel, where it needs to be going, what time it needs to get there. And if one train is late, or if one train runs out of fuel, or if it's on the wrong platform, or if it's going the wrong way, if it's going too fast, or if it's going too slow, it has a knock-on effect on all the other trains. And that's basically how our hormones work. Of course, that wasn't a scientific explanation at all. That was just an analogy of how that works. Is everyone with me? Is everyone getting that? Did everyone get that? So if we then have this whole intricate system, we have this whole tube map, we have every train moving as it should, going faster, going slower, going at the exact speed it should be going. So let's just say everything's working perfectly. It's going at the exact speed it should be going. Then we should all be feeling great. I liken it to, if our hormones are working perfectly, it's like a Viennese waltz. Everything is stepping perfectly. Everything is beautiful. But most of us are walking around, we're doing the hokey pokey, and we're using the wrong feed, and it's making us feel terrible. So again, I bring the question, if our hormones are so interlinked, and if they are like that tube map, how does just taking a pill fix, and I use the word fix in inverted commas, how does it just fix everything? And this is what I really want to discuss with you guys, because in my opinion, and remember, everything I'm telling you is from my opinion and from my own experience and my clinical experience for the last 9.5 years, and from my understanding of the literature. But if we're just taking a pill and we're not doing the rest of the work, then that pill is not going to work as well as it could work, and we're possibly not rectifying the issue at all, especially if you're just masking a symptom of your period. Okay, so everyone with me? So in my little story about the little girl that was as cute as a button that I really hope you all related to, I said that she was put, it was me, I've told you already. So I was put on thyroid replacement therapy, T4 and T3, so I'm still taking that. It's been years, I've been on it. And when I took it, I felt a little bit better. My hair was still falling out, I was still exhausted, my hands and feet were cold. I remember I was wearing a jumper in the middle of summer, standing in front of the oven, and I was a restaurant manager because I was so cold, I just couldn't warm up. It was when I started making these lifestyle shifts, that's when things started feeling a whole lot better. My hair grew back. I wasn't exhausted. I could have a conversation. I could make a sentence. I wouldn't be able to be doing what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't be able to be speaking to you, looking at the comments, being awake, sitting up straight, and everything 10 years ago when this all started for me. There's no way, because I couldn't even string a sentence together at times because I was just such brain fog and just so exhausted. Okay, so let me just see. Beth, amazing. How do we dance in time? Because I tell you, some of my clients say, it's that dance that's doing it all. I don't want to dance, but I tell you what, dance you will. And the way that we're going to start rectifying that are these foundations that I'm going to be going through. So let me just check my notes, give you guys a little minute to let that all sink in. Let's grab your body scans. Did everyone get a chance to do the body scans? I know some people had some resistance to it, and I totally get that. Ruby says, making my hormones work in balance feels impossible at the moment. Seems to have gone on for so long. I can totally relate to that. Let's see. What lifestyle changes do you make? Beth, hang on, I'm leading up to it. I'm getting there. I love that you are keen. Magda's saying, just to ask, I did, and it turns out I've got vitamin D deficiency and low ferritin. Okay, so that's great that you know that. So now we can start rectifying that. I don't know if they put you on any supplements or if they let you know what you should be eating. So if you've noticed in the comments, I've been encouraging you all to go and get some blood tests, to speak to your doctor, to really find out what's going on for you. Some of these symptoms that we have. Magda, do you have polycystic ovaries? Just remind me, I can't remember. Some of these symptoms that we have cross over. So a lot of the thyroidy symptoms as well. Really, so the thyroidy symptoms and low iron or low ferritin can really be very similar. So hair falling out, fatigue, that sort of thing. And brain fog as well. Okay, so I've got Claire says that she's always cold. Other Claire says that she's always wanted to do the tango. And third Claire says she hates brain fog. We got lots of Claires in the house tonight. So yeah, so Laura says she's always boiling. What phase of life are you in, Laura? Are you going through menopause, perimenopause? Are you still in your menstruating years? Hazel, yes, lots of negatives. Okay. Tanya said only took the mini pill for 2 years and stops, which I guess is very unusual. So the thing is that so many people are on the pill for years. So some people come and see me and they're on the pill for like 20 years without a break. And when they come off the pill, then they've got amenorrhea. So the amenorrhea is where you don't have a period, or they've got irregular periods, so they're not menstruating regularly or not for 3 months at a time. So, there's a really brilliant book by Jolene Brighton, Dr. Jolene Brighton, called Beyond the Pill, and she talks about this post-pill syndrome, and I see that a lot in clinic, a lot in clinic. Okay, so I'm going to try, there's loads of comments. I'm going to do the body scan with you now. Becky, I cry for a week for no reason. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're going to try and decode, Becky, why that's happening for you. Artie, am I saying your name right? I must apologize, guys, if I say your name wrong. I get super excited, and the best of times I can't pronounce things properly, so I apologize from now. I got most of the symptoms, but blood's all okay. So that's something we can discuss later as well. Blood's okay. I'll be discussing that more in the masterclass. We don't just want okay, though. We want optimal. So we'll discuss that more. Okay, so body scan. For those that did the body scan, I want you to tell me your top 3 symptoms. No, first I want you to tell me the positives, and let's do the body scan together, because I think some of us had a bit of resistance to this, and I get it. We're resistant to taking a moment just to think about ourselves. I always drink out of jars, by the way. So if you ever come and visit, you'll be served a jar. This one's got a flamingo on, I don't know if you can see. Lucy B's coconut oil jars are amazing for reuse, just as a PS. And we want to get away from plastic as much as possible, so glass is the way to go, glass jars. Okay, so let me know some of the positives that you feel from your body scan. So Katie said, I sat for ages and I just didn't have one positive at the moment. Okay, I get that. And did you do a full scan? Did you look at everything? Hair, skin, nails, mood, whether you had a headache or not, whether your muscles were feeling good, anything like that? No positives. Oh, I can get that, ladies. I've been there too. Sorry to hear that. Okay, let's do a body scan together, I think. So the way, it's so simple to do that. Oh, great, Tanya, no gray hair at 51. I'm 40 and I've had gray hair for a while, so that is a massive positive. Quiet head or quiet head, Becky, tonight, which is good. A hair growth after taking biotin, fantastic. My hair looks good. Skin's looking great at the moment, is Caroline. Katie, didn't think about your nails, they're good at the moment. Great, so that's a positive. I feel like when we're going through these hormonal shifts and when we're feeling as just as horrible as we do, and we just don't see, we tend not to see the positives, and this is not a criticism. You know, this is just what we do. We tend to focus on how horrible we feel, and if we start with, there's that whole attitude of gratitude, there's so much research around that. So if we start with the positives and we give thanks for, you know, what I do with Isabella most mornings is, you know, I start from head to toe giving thanks. You know, thank you for my brain, thank you for my eyes, thank you for my eyebrows, what's left of them. Thank you for my teeth, thank you for my tongue. You know, we do the whole body. So we do a body scan of gratitude like that. And then I really tune in to what the symptoms are. So the positives can be anything. It can be you don't have a headache. Start really at the top. Your hair's looking good. Your skin's looking clearer. You don't have a headache. Your neck ache's gone. You aren't moody. You had a good day. You know, you've laughed a lot. You know, lots of positives. That you're not as bloated as what you were. You've woken up with not feeling bloated or not feeling gassy. That's always a good thing. And those are all type of things that can be the positives. So just really finding these positives is so important, and really focusing on that and giving your body thanks. You know, thank you. You've brought me this far. You know, we're going through some challenges now together, but that's okay, because we're going to get through this together, because you know what? We are one. And this is what happens a lot. What I've noticed with myself, and what I noticed in clinic as well, is that our symptoms and our brain can feel like it's over there, and our body is over here, and they're just not connected at all. But I tell you what, they are 100% connected, and that's what this body scan does. It brings us into alignment with ourselves. And trust me, I'm going to get very tree huggy on you, because we should all hug a tree every now and again. So there will be a lot of honoring your body and honoring yourself, and really just taking that time to really get to know yourself as well. So Becky, quiet mind. Oh, so not a racing mind. So that's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing. Rachel said skin okay. Had a mild cold this week, so not so many positives. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hope you're feeling better. Sarah says good skin. Is it Angie? I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Sorry. Says nourished skin. Lisa, finally, hair finally growing healthy. Nails are good. So that's good. So there's some good positives. Skin is sensitive, dry. Felt a bit more positive today. Anxiety is crazy high. I feel like anxiety has been a real common thread with everyone in the group. I've been looking at your comments and your posts, and there's just so many of us that are going through a lot of anxiety. So that's something that we can actually be discussing this evening. Mostly improvement all around the body. Good, Jana, that's fantastic. And feeling positive, clear skin, but can change. Okay, tummy feels flatter from Claire. Sula, flawless teeth, good. Good. You see all these positives. Nails are good. And I tell you what, I'm going to tell you, when I'm working with a client and I am sitting in clinic, while I'm talking to them, I'm body scanning them for the external stuff that I can see. So I'm looking at the color of their eyes. I'm looking at the outer part of their eyebrows. I'm from Generation Pluck. So I've overplucked my eyebrows and now they're not really growing back. But I lost a lot of eyebrow hair out of the outer corner of my eyebrow because that's one of the symptoms that can happen with thyroid. So, I'm busy scanning the body as I'm talking to the client. But hair and nails, these aren't vital things. They're not vital functions of the body. You can get through life absolutely fine with not one hair on your head. You can get through life absolutely fine with your nails splitting and breaking. They are the type of things that once you start seeing changes in them and positives in them, they're really good signs. So if nails are a concern of yours at the moment, then I'd really love for you to keep an eye on them as we move through. And as I say, we've got 3 days together, so I'm not promising miracles here. I'm promising shifts in mindset and giving you a plan that you can start following and keeping at consistently. But those are the type of things that you can keep noticing. Sula says her PCOS is healed. Woo! I'm going to give you a high five. You can absolutely change the clinical presentation of PCOS 100% with diet and lifestyle changes. Okay, so there's been some real positives. And let's talk about the negatives. Liz says she doesn't have eyebrows either. Are you from Generation Pluck? This is a thing I've just decided that is a thing. Or have you got thyroid condition as well? Yes. Karen says, feels changes depending on where I am in my cycle. Yes, absolutely. Nicola, haven't cried for 3 days. Good. There's something really cleansing about crying, when we need to have a good cry. But if you are always tearful and you're always feeling like that, then, then we need to really reassess and readdress and see what's going on there. Lisa says, I don't have that oomph. I want to find my inner confidence to feel beautiful and happy. I also get a lot of headaches. Lisa, you are beautiful. And but I totally get what you're saying there. I 100% understand what you mean there about that inner confidence. And that's what I'm hoping to show you. Starting to feel more motivated is Tracy. Lisa saying, I'm in a good mood and sleeping well. Okay, so now, ladies, there's been some real positives. Good, Emily's up for a bit of tree hugging. I'm so far behind in the comments. Trying to read quick and talk. Lorna says anxiety is bad at the moment, particularly in social situations. Nail and hair is good, and skin. So they are positives, which is good. And I'm sorry to hear about the anxiety. Sonia says, fascinating about the eyebrows. That's me. So Sonia, we are busy supporting your thyroid at the moment as well. Holly, hirsutism. So hirsutism is where you have hair growth on your face, anxiety, irregular periods, thin hair on my head. SIBO. SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So that is a test that you can do, and that's if you're feeling a lot of bloating up at the top part of your abdomen, bloating and burping, then, you know, that could be a sign of SIBO, and so can sugar cravings. Heaviness in shoulder and upper back from Heather, and Beth is from Generation Pluck. Okay, I'm going to go scroll right down. Sorry, ladies, I'm missing loads of comments, but let's see about some of the negatives. So what are your main symptoms at the moment? So I don't want to frame them as negatives. I don't want to frame them as that. I want you, we're going to frame them in a positive way still. So what are the things that we need to work on? What are the things, those niggly little symptoms that we need to work on? Because I tell you what, lady, if we don't listen to those niggly little symptoms, they become loud as shouting. My mum used to say to me, if you see writing on the wall, you should listen. But if it's in neon letters, pay attention. So what we want to do is, and this is an invitation for us all, just to turn up and tune in and really get into grips and really understand what our body is feeling. Does this make sense? Are you all with me? So Claire says, brain fog. I keep forgetting names and words that I should know. My thoughts feel like they're buzzing around in my head and I can't keep track of them. I could so relate to that, and I hear that all the time. So your brain's just active the whole time, yet it's not retaining new information, and it just feels a bit brain foggy. I totally get that. Claire, crave and ate sugary foods and felt, have cold sore. Oh no, do you get cold sores often? I think that craving sugar is a big one, isn't it? Who craves a lot of sugar? Let me know. Anna says, trying to conceive, not conceiving after 2 miscarriages and 1 ectopic. Oh, I'm so sorry. This year I developed anglia, cheilitis in the mouth, generally run down and exhausted. I tell you what, you know, going through all of that really does make us run down and tired. I'm just sending you so much love. Trying to address things through this, and a counselor says, Heather, yes. And this is the other thing about going to the doctor. It's not, going to the doctor doesn't automatically mean that you're going to be given a pill. Going to the doctor means that you could be sent to a counselor. You could be sent for some CBT. And that's why it's really important if you've got anxiety, if you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling low. So there's a difference between that low mood and depression. But if you're feeling any of that, it's really important that you speak with your doctor as well. Okay. So tired, irregular periods, sugar cravings are dreadful, says Leslie. Debbie said tiredness and lack of energy. Fiona says irrational moods. Lorna said hair on face. Is this a hormonal condition? So depending if you are naturally quite hairy or if this is something that's developed over time. So I am Greek Italian, so I'm naturally quite hairy. But when I was going through the PCOS times, I noticed there was a lot more hair and a lot darker hair as well. So it can be a symptom of a hormonal imbalance. So definitely something to look into. We got Sharon's, is that migraines? Let me know if that's what you said there. Brain fog, headache, sugar cravings, fatigue. Negatives, menopause has meant I don't feel like myself anymore. I just want my old self back, says Tracy. Sue, headaches, lethargy, and brain fog. Bloating, says Sharon, brain fog, loads of brain fog. And I feel that we just try and push that aside, don't we? We just try and like keep up with life. So there's loads. I'm so pleased that you've done the body scan. So that's I really encourage you to keep doing it, to keep checking in, turning up and tuning in and finding out what's going on. And if we're supposed to be having this Viennese waltz, and that's what we are supposed to be, because we're pretty well engineered, let's be honest. Everything works really well. So the fact that we're not feeling great, and the fact that we used to feel great and now suddenly we're not feeling great, or the fact that we haven't been feeling great for ages, but your friend Lucy down the road feels amazing, means that something isn't quite functioning as it should in the body. It's not functioning optimally. And I need to ask you the question, like, why? Why is that not happening? And the thing that I've identified as having a major impact on our hormonal health is something that we're not going to escape. It's absolutely, I'm getting so warm here, by the way. It's something that we're absolutely not going to escape, and that is modern life. So modern life comes with stresses and strains. Modern life comes with us doing 10,000 things at one time. Modern life comes with us whizzing around like heads on legs, just from one task to the next. Modern life comes with us being on our phone far too much. Modern life comes with us sitting in front of a computer, just like I've encouraged you to do for the next 4 days, but sitting in front of the computer far too much and late into the night. So I apologize to everyone that we are doing this so late, because by now I should be telling you to switch off all your electronics. So post this challenge, by this time we should need to have switched off all the electronics, because what the research is showing us is that blue light from the screens is having a massive effect on our hormonal health and our circadian rhythm. But this modern life that comes with elevated sugars and low good fats and over exercising or not exercising enough, that's what's having a catastrophic effect on our hormonal health. And during the challenge, I'm going to focus on 3 key areas that I totally feel you need to be doing on a consistent basis to start feeling better. And this isn't a quick fix. That doesn't mean in 3 days that everything's going to be feeling amazing. This is something that you have to work at, because hormonal balance comes from a lifestyle change, specific nutrient and lifestyle changes. And the first thing that I want to talk about is stress. So many people are saying that they have anxiety, that they're feeling stressed. Who is feeling stressed at the moment? That their brain's racing. Oh, Sula, you're in Greece. I didn't know. And it's 11 o'clock. Whoop. Sorry, my love. So late for you. But who is... Oh, Lee says that she's a hormonal monster. Yes, absolutely. I get that. And it affects everyone, doesn't it? And then we feel bad. So we're going through these changes of these hormonal symptoms. And then on top of that, we feel bad as well, which makes it even worse. So I totally get that. So I've got loads of me. Yes. So lots of different stresses in life. Life is pretty damn stressful at the moment. It's a lot more stressful than it was, say, 50, 60 years ago, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot more going on in our lives than what was happening back then. But why is stress a problem? I mean, so we're stressed, our body knows how to adapt to it. It's great. We just move on. We just carry on with life. Why is it a problem? So I'm going to give you the really simplified version of why stress is a problem. The message of stress, and remember, this is a very simplified version, it overrides all other messages in the body. So I'm going to say that again. The message of stress overrides other messages in the body. And why is that? It's because that message of stress has been adapted to get us out of danger's way, to get us out of the way of a lion that's about to attack us, to move us out of the way of an oncoming vehicle, to make sure that we are safe. It's a very acute, so short period of time. Loads of physiological changes happen. The perception of stress happens in the brain. From that brain, chemical messengers and hormones, so those hormones get sent out to different parts of the body. Our adrenal glands are part of that hormonal orchestra that we were talking about, the endocrine orchestra. Those adrenal glands which sit above the kidneys. They are our fight or flight. They release chemical messengers, these hormones, adrenaline and cortisol and DHEA. So they're important for our stress function. They do what they're meant to be doing. But if we overstress, then we start using these symptoms a bit too much. We start using this hormonal cascade far too much. Sorry, I got caught looking at the comments and I lost my train of thought. I'm going to go back there. The way that we're living currently, being chronically stressed, is not how we were genetically programmed to live. Being chronically stressed uses a lot of our nutrients. It is very, 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 very energy intensive. It uses a lot of our nutrients to be stressed, to have this stress response. And I can't just go to you, twing, I'm going to take away all your stress. That's impossible to do. I mean, I wish I could. But with modern life, stress is going to be there. What we need to do is we need to work out how we're going to change our reaction to stress and what we can do to naturally de-stress. Because 50 years ago or 60 years ago, we didn't work as much. We didn't have email pinging at us continuously. We didn't have social media pinging at us continuously either. We would go for walks more. We would actually be outside more because there's not that much air conditioning, or air conditioning wasn't as common as what it is now in every single place that you go. So you would go outside possibly for some summer breeze. We lived a very different life then. We didn't have as much sugar. We didn't have as much TV. We didn't have as many deadlines. We didn't work till all hours of the night. We didn't. TV finished at a certain time. Do you remember that? Ding! Meant the TV was over. Please tell me you remember that, because sometimes I tell things and then it really shows my age. But TV used to stop. We didn't have 24-hour shopping. All of these things together are causing massive implications on our hormones, catastrophic things on our hormones. And why is that? Because that message of stress that we keep using all the time, it's taking the place of other messages in the body. And what I want us to do is I want us to look upstream. I want us to not just think, okay, we have anxiety, we need a pill. We can't sleep, we should take a pill. We can't function in the morning, or what kind of pill can I take to give me energy? We need to look upstream as to what's causing that. And if we just simply look at stress and anxiety, when we have elevated stress hormones, I'm talking about cortisol in particular here, and I'm not talking about Cushing's syndrome where that's actually really elevated levels of cortisol, which can be a fatal condition. What I'm talking about is where we're having a dysregulation of this cortisol. So cortisol is secreted from the adrenal glands, and it's in response to the perception of stress. And so when we have this elevated cortisol, I don't know if I froze again there, ladies. I'm so sorry if I did. But when we have this elevated cortisol all the time, it can actually lead to us feeling anxious. And when we have this elevated cortisol all the time, it can affect our sleep as well. Cortisol works like a seesaw with melatonin. When we wake up in the morning, cortisol goes up. And at night it goes down. And as it goes down, melatonin goes up. And that melatonin is our sleeping hormone. It helps us to go to sleep at night. So it's a sleeping neurotransmitter, also referred to as a hormone, and that's what keeps us asleep at night. So can you see how that can just affect us if we start looking upstream as to what's going on? If we don't get enough sleep, the next day we may be hungrier and we may be searching for more sugary rich foods because that can give us energy. And that's because lack of sleep, that elevated cortisol, the lowered melatonin, all of that leads to a knock-on effect on it affecting our hunger and our satiety hormones the next day, leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is your satiety hormone and ghrelin is your hunger hormone. I think of ghrelin as the gremlins, don't feed them after dark. But can you see how that all has a knock-on effect? So we've got anxiety, we've got lack of sleep or not being able to sleep because that cortisol will keep you up. We've got hunger the next day. Belly fat that won't shift. That can be a sign as well of hormone cortisol dysregulation. So when we start looking at all of these things, also oily skin and acne, this could be another part of it as well. So when we start looking at all those things, that's what I mean by looking upstream. I'm going to go into this in more detail in the masterclass, but I just wanted to give you this as food for thought. That if we want to start balancing our hormones, the key to hormone balance is to start de-stressing. And I know that's easier said than done, right? Easier said than done. So let me just see. Just see some of your comments. Yes, I eat when I'm tired. So true, says Tanya. Yep, says Karen. How do I do a cortisol test, says Caroline. We'll get into that. I had years of horrid stress and anxiety that led to me getting so ill and ended up with chronic fatigue syndrome, says Helen. I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay. So ladies, this is what we're going to do. Oh no, Magda. Bye, night. I better start wrapping this up. You see, I knew I was going to go over. Okay, what we need to do is we need to understand where stress starts. Stress starts in the brain. It's our perception of stress. And so many different things can actually cause stress in the body. So one is the stress is external and emotional. It could be something that you're eating that doesn't agree with your body that can cause stress in the body. If there's a lot of inflammation in the body, that can also cause stress. So high inflammation in the body can also cause stress. And I'm not talking about pH of your blood here. at all. I'm talking about inflammatory markers in the body and inflammatory cascades. And and elevated high sugary foods can also cause stress in the body. And I'm going to explain that in more detail tomorrow. But when we get stressed, it activates something called our sympathetic nervous system. It's part of the brain, and that sympathetic nervous system is your go, go, go nervous system. So if you're always stressed, if you're always anxious, that's always on the go. What we want to do is we want to switch you into something called parasympathetic nervous system. This is your rest, your digest, and I always throw an extra one in here. This is where hormones work their best. So we cannot be in this parasympathetic nervous system all the time, because we need to be able to get up. So we need some sort of stress in our body. It's called eustress. A bit of stress is good, but it's where we're living in this chronic stress state. So acute stress is really important to get us out of danger's way. But when that acute becomes a chronic stress state, it has a knock-on effect on our hormonal health. And what do I mean by that? It has a knock-on effect on possibly your progesterone or your estrogen or your testosterone. Can have a knock-on effect on your thyroid hormone. So what does that mean in symptoms? That means you could have hair falling out, you could be exhausted, you could have cold hands and feet, never feel warm, you can have weight that doesn't shift, you could be moody, you could be tearful, you could have hair on your face, it falling out from your head, you could have pimples, you could be tearful, you could have irregular periods, you could have no periods, you could have terrible PMS, and all those sort of things. But I have to beg to ask you the question though, is it PMS or are you just a moody cow? And that is totally a joke. I'm sure it is PMS. So if we have all these symptoms that can be caused from stress and this elevated or dysregulation of cortisol, then the key to hormonal balance is to trying to reduce that stress. And this is how we're going to do it. So this is your challenge for day one. Are you ready? Let me know in the comments if you're ready. Let me know if you're still with me. Let me know if that's made sense. I want to know. Let me know. So Stella says, how does stress affect the pancreas? Well, stress actually reduces our body's ability to be able to absorb or to listen to the signal of insulin. So the body might pump out more insulin to keep that going. But I will explain that. You're jumping ahead there. I will explain that all in tomorrow's session. Shelley says she can't watch the news anymore. Cortisol goes right through the roof. I swear I'm living in like ignorance is bliss state because I just don't watch it anymore. I try and get the highlights from people that do watch it because I get so upset. My husband actually says, don't watch the news because you can't handle it. I really can't. So, okay, ready, go. Let's do it. The first thing that we're going to do, and it's something that I want you to do 4 times a day from this evening. So this evening, maybe we'll get 2 in because I'm going to do a couple of rounds with you right now. I want you to do it 4 times a day. And what this will do is it will help fill your adrenal piggy bank. And what I mean by that is it's going to help fill the resources, so help your body get the resources to be able to deal and buffer stress. And the things that make withdrawals from your adrenal piggy bank is stress, is skipping meals, is up late at night, is excessive exercise, is eating foods that don't agree with you, is high sugary foods, and certain over-the-counter meds as well can really mess up with that, especially if you then, I'm talking about laxatives and things like that. And things that can fill this adrenal piggy bank is this one breathing technique that we're going to do. I am going to send you your homework, Susie. Please write notes to share also. I need to reread this. I am not going to be writing everything that I've said tonight. I can tell you that right now. But what I've done is I have created a homework sheet for you. It's in the unit right now. Zoe will be uploading that now. So you can grab your homework sheet in the unit for today, and it will be sent out via email at the moment. But this breathing technique is called 4-7 breathing. Okay, so what the research is showing us is that in order to stimulate this calming center in the brain, in order to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, is we need to bring down the breath and slow it down to around 6 breaths per minute. And there's a lot of research in different types of breathing techniques, but the one that I absolutely love is 4-7 breathing. And it's the one that I've used the most in clinic. I use it myself, and it's the one that I use the most with clients that have anxiety, So 4-7 works like this. We're going to breathe in for the count of 4 and really push out the belly as you breathe in. As women, we tend to walk around with our belly sucked in. Well, I do. I own like 5 pairs of Spanx for the privilege. And but I just want you to let it all hang loose. We're going to breathe in and really push out the belly. And as we breathe out, we're going to suck the belly in. And we're going to breathe in and count to 4. And we're going to breathe out and suck the belly in and count to 7. So your out breath is longer than your in breath. You might not get it the first few rounds, but that's okay. And there's different techniques. The one that I'm encouraging you to do is 4-7 breathing. If you have another one that works very well for you and you've tried it and you want to do that one, you can absolutely do that. But the key is 4 times a day for 20 reps. So that's 20 rounds of the 4-7 breathing 4 times a day. So you've got this evening to do a round. Tomorrow morning, mid-morning, put a reminder on your phone, something that's quite calming, that doesn't scare the hell out of you before you start doing your breathing. Then mid-afternoon, and then before bed. 4-7, in for 4, out for 7. Okay, we're going to do this together. My mum, Rosetta, has asked us, does stress affect one's memory? Mine has disappeared. Yes, yours has. It absolutely has. So yes, stress can affect the memory. There's a lot of research that shows that it actually has an effect on the hippocampus, which is the memory center of the brain, and it can affect our memory. So yes. So Debbie said, I use this when I can't sleep. It works every time. Fantastic. Okay, so this breathing technique, if you wake up in the middle of the night, Jane says, I also do this when I can't sleep. Amazing. So that's fantastic, Jane. I'm so pleased to hear that. If you wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm going to talk about why that could happen tomorrow as well, if you're getting that middle of the night waking up. But if you wake up in the middle of the night, start doing your 4-7 breathing. Okay, are you guys up for it? We're going to do a few rounds of this together, and then we're going to breathe. I'm going to do the counting, you're going to do the breathing, and I want you to just get comfortable. So you're going to do this 4 times a day. That's 8. 8 times a day, 4 times a day. And additionally, every time you feel stressed, I want you to do it. So in years gone by, we used to have a smoke break. Now we're going to have a breath break. So I literally want you to remove yourself from a situation, go for a walk to the loo if you have to, and do your breathing. So you can do it with your eyes open, but preferably we want to do it with your eyes closed. And remember, this is the key to hormonal balance. This is, we cannot be expecting to balance our thyroid, to balance all our symptoms, those hot flushes, to sail through the menopause, to do all of these type of things if we're not doing this key section, and that's to start reducing our stress. So this is number 1 in that. Okay, so please place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. So we're going to do a few rounds of this together. If you can, I recommend that you close your eyes now. So close your eyes and get comfortable. Just sit comfortably. There is, there's no right or wrong at the moment. There's no right or wrong when you're doing this, not at the moment. I just want you to take a few breaths in and out. Take some deep breaths, and I want you to notice which hand rises first and which hand falls first, which hand rises the most. Take a few deep breaths. And if it's your top hand that's doing most of the work, I want you to make a conscious effort to breathe into the belly. Really push out your belly. The mechanism of breath is not just your lungs breathing, but there's so many muscles involved, and that diaphragm is so important for the out breath and the in breath. And I just want you to take a moment just to connect with yourself and do that. So Where you can, with your eyes closed, I'd recommend that you do this in the morning with your eyes open, just to answer your question there, Carolina. And if you can, looking out at some natural light, but I'll go through that again in a sec. Okay, so let's take another few breaths. I call them my reset breaths. Just take a few deep breaths in and out, really breathing into the belly. If it helps, every time you breathe in, imagine a blue light getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like a blue flame as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, the flame gets smaller and smaller and smaller, but never goes out. Okay, I hope you're ready, because here we go. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In 1, 2, 3, 4. Out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, in your own time, take another few deep breaths. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Claire, my husband just disturbed me. No, why? Tell him. No, I did 20 rounds there. I feel like you could have slowed that down a bit. I feel like I speeded up a bit at the end. But you could slow that down even more. I would say if you can try and do at least, if you can do more than 20, even better. Artie says, feeling sleepy. Absolutely. That's a really good sign that your parasympathetic nervous system is being activated. So that's fantastic. Caroline says, bliss. Oh, Tracy says, feeling dizzy. So Tracy, feeling dizzy, do you feel like maybe the out breath was too long? Maybe you can shorten it, start with 4-4 and then 4-5 and see how you go with that. We can adapt it. Rianne says in and out through your nose. You can do in through your nose, out through your mouth, or you can do it through your nose. It's absolutely fine. I was, Katie said she's so, it was so lovely to know we were all breathing together. I loved it as well. I was just like, it's so difficult because I can't see you, so I don't have any visual coming back, but I just felt that energy, like everyone just go, for a second. So I'm going to try and jump on here tomorrow morning and do some breathing with you as well. So Ruth, you're also feeling dizzy. Do the same as Tracy. Start with 4 in, 4 out, then 4 in, 5 out, and see if you can go further with that. Amy said she loved that. Beth, feeling good for that. Ruby feels so relaxed. Good. I'm yawning like crazy. That is such a good sign. This is what we want. We want your body to say, oh. I'll tell you one thing that I talk about with my ladies that are trying to conceive, or those with amenorrhea. So amenorrhea is where they have no period. We have to get the brain to start speaking to the ovaries again. And when we're in high stress, and whether that's from over-exercising, from foods, from perceived stress, from everything like that, you know, those signals can get missed. And there comes to a point where you've done all this work to reduce your stress, where in my head, this is what happens. The brain goes, and the connections start working again. Of course, it's not a scientific explanation at all, but I've just noticed that when we get to that point where things start balancing, and sometimes it doesn't happen when we're finishing a course of work together. At that point, it hasn't happened yet, but I get calls like 6 months later saying, oh my God, it's happened. I've been carrying on with the stuff we've done. And the first thing, the key, and I'm calling it the key because we've got the key, we've got the cornerstone, we've got the foundation. So, you know, that's what we need to be doing. Jade said, wow, that was long but fun. Exactly. That was 20 breaths, 20 rounds that you can give to yourself 4 times a day. I don't think that was long. I think that was so needed, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Feeling a lot calmer, says Katie. Claire, lovely. Debbie, wow, sleepy. So Anne said that was lovely, blissful. How good does this feel before going to bed? Yes. 7 felt long. As you practice, it will get easier. If that felt long for you now, then do what I said earlier. Go 4 in, 5 out, 4 in, 6 out, and see how you go. We don't want this to cause you stress. Liz says she felt high. Cool, a natural high. Who knew that was going to be a byproduct of this challenge? Feeling really nice. Thank you, says Jana. You're welcome. JT, good heavens, sorry. I'm going to try this when I get a cigarette craving. Yes. Try this when you get a cigarette craving. Try this when you get a sugar craving as well. Some other tips that we can do. It's on your homework sheet. Turn off your devices by 8 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I have you here 9:45 at night staring at your device. But in normal circumstances where I'm not yabbering in your ear, then turn off your devices as early as you can, at least 2 hours before bed. Take a 30-minute walk in nature. You know, get outside. Go for a walk during your lunch break. Claim back the lunch break. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier. Again, sorry, I'm keeping you up. I'm like that bad influence friend. I promise you, this part of me keeping you up is a very good intentions. And when you get up in the morning, first thing you do is you don't look at your phone. So if you're using your phone, why did I just lose that word? If you're using your phone as an alarm clock, I really encourage you to get another alarm clock, and something that doesn't scare the hell out of you either. But what I want you to do is I want you to try and get accustomed to the light naturally. If you can, while there's still some sunlight in the northern hemisphere, because that's going soon, and then go and stand and do this with eyes open. Because what we're doing as well is we're resetting your circadian rhythm. Every single cell has a circadian rhythm. And when our circadian rhythm is out of balance, that causes stress in the body. When we have inflammation and pain, that causes stress in the body. What happens then, for all those things that I've just said, we call to the adrenal glands to secrete cortisol. When we have deadlines and crazy things happening to us throughout the whole day, we call to cortisol. When we have aches and pains, we call to cortisol. When we have inflammation, we call to cortisol. Do you see where I'm going with this? So many different things call to that mechanism and that action in the body. So what we want to try and do is bring it down as much as possible. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up in a sec. Anyone that was feeling dizziness, Please make sure you're sitting when you do this, and just you can do 4 in, 5 out, or 5 in, 5 out. Find what works for you right now, please. It felt a bit strange pushing your tummy out. Yeah, I get that, but you'll get used to it. We want to really fill it in. It's a conscious thing. You really like consciously and making a conscious effort to do it. Okay, guys, yes, Claire, I love that. I'm going to do this in the forest on my dog walk tomorrow. Double whammy. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I hope you ladies have enjoyed our session this evening. It's gone on for longer, so I think it was Kitty that asked me how long is the session going to be. Let's see if tomorrow, if I can keep to an hour. Probably not. Okay, so anyone that's feeling dizzy, remember, you're going to do it for shorter breaths. Anyone that's finding the out breath a bit too long, again, you're going to work up to it. This isn't just a quick fix. This isn't just something you're going to try for 2 days and then that's going to be done. This is something that I want you to adopt as a daily practice. Could you do a video that we could pop on to support us when breathing every time? I'm going to try and come on. Yes, actually, the quick answer to that is yes, I can. When I'm going to be able to do that is another question. I will try and do it tomorrow, jump on a live and just count with you, and then we can pin that. Let's see. So not everyone has light when they're waking at the moment. I totally get that, Tracy. Let's just do what we can. Emily, you said I sleep with my blinds slightly open. No. We want dark room, dark room. It's really important for melatonin is that we have very, very dark room. So if your room's quite light, you need to get blackout blinds or use those eye masks to sleep with. Oh, Ruth, love that. I have a natural light alarm clock. Natural light alarm clocks are amazing. I use a dim lamp on a timer. As noise as the alarm never helps me. Yes, so brilliant. I love that. I'm addicted to my phone, causes stress. Do you know what? This is modern life. This is exactly it. We were not programmed to stare at these things. Where is mine? This thing, I want to throw it against the wall sometimes. My 2.5-year-old says to me, are you still working on your phone, Mummy? And it breaks my heart. Why does she even know about a phone at this age? So, okay, loves, I'm gonna wrap up here. Sorry, but your comments are great. Emma, my kids wake me up at 5 a.m. and slap the lights on. Eek! Okay, well, let's see if you can speak to them tomorrow and ask them not to slap the lights on, but get them to jump in bed with you, because 5 a.m. sounds really early. I don't know if you need to be starting your day that early, but if you can get them to jump into bed with you and do the breathing with you. I do it with Isabella. We go and stand at her window and look for birds. And I get it, I'm like, breathe in, breathe out, because I'm trying to get her to do that from now. Ladies, I am so honored that you were here with me this evening and that you were so involved and that you stayed right till the end. Honestly, I honor you for being here and I'm so grateful. And then please try this. Look at the homework. Have we got a deal? 4 times to do this. So tonight you're going to do another round. So you'll have done 2 today just before bed. Share your findings. Oh, you know what? I got so carried away. I didn't even talk about the breath test. I'll talk about that tomorrow. But share your findings and see how you react to stress. So tomorrow, when you feel a stressful situation come on, try and see if you can do the breathing and see how you then react to that stressful situation. So I'm sending you all so much love. Let us know in the comments, post tomorrow. Tell me how you felt about tonight. Let me know other questions. I'm going to see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night, we're doing our masterclass with live Q&A. I'm so grateful. Please do your breathing and switch off your electronics now. 3 minutes, 4 times a day. Sounds good, Beth. Let's do it. Guys, have a good evening. Switch off all your electronics now. And thank you so much for being here. Woohoo! We've done day 1. I'm so grateful. See ya. Bye.